All right, so we are good to go. Welcome, everyone. We are live and we are recording so that we can share this. Today, we'll be introducing a company called Lytemods.com. So you guys can check the website out. I'm sure whoever was invited to this already received our catalog and brochure. So we're really excited about this opportunity to partner up with Lytemods. I'll give a little introduction on the setup. So Lytemods, if everyone can mute, that'd be great. I'm going to go ahead and mute everyone. But if you're not muted already, mute all. Here we go. All right. So Lytemods is an architectural design and contracting company that is exclusively selling ADUs for a manufacturer that's called Advanced Technologies out of Downey, California. So this is the only local factory that is in existence today. Some of you had gone to the factory tour with me last week or earlier this week. So you were able to see how we are able to take rolls of actual metal, and the type of material that we're working with is called light gauge steel metal. And not only do we use metal, but we have technology, the only technology that is able to, based on certain architectural design, we're able to create these pieces that are the building blocks for the ADUs. That's what makes our ADU so much more superior, because of the material, number one, and then also the time that we get to save in bringing these products to market. And yesterday, I'm happy to announce that I was able to witness one of our affiliates, a friend of mine. His name is Raul Claros, and I met him through our Dreams Come True Foundation network. He's a dear friend of our founder there. And the reason why we have this opportunity today, and for me personally, is because what Raul has been working on as part of the housing committee. But what's very important to note, and what happens in Los Angeles really affects a lot of the cities and counties around there. So just to give you an idea, the Affordable Housing Committee in the past wasn't necessarily that important. Right. It was always kind of like on the side. It was kind of, something that was, but I would say it was kind of like in the top 2, 3, 4, 500 as far as the agenda. But as you all, the homelessness and housing crisis is what the mayor of LA is referring this to us. It's truly a crisis. And because of this crisis, yesterday, actually, I think it's being passed today, but yesterday was the final step in getting her budget proposal passed for $1.3 billion to really effectively solve the housing and pricing issue. And we all get to be a part of that with this project. And this project, Lytemods, is one of many different steps, but it's one of the first steps that we can take. And I'm honored to be a part of the Lytemods operations team. I've actually joined their operations as a business development consultant. So we are the sales force. We are the sales leaders. The people that are invited to this call are the leadership team that we would like to build to bring this product to the marketplace. Now, where the work needs to be done in Los Angeles, the work is already done. The city, you go to the City of LA website that you should have received from all of my team, you'll notice that Lytemods, the company that we're representing, is on the City of LA Department of Building and Set website. So we are the approved and we are preferred and actually only ADU company that's being promoted on the website. So all the permits, all the pre-approvals with the City of LA are already done. Our job and our opportunity right now is something that I'm taking on, is bringing that same model to the other cities that we want to bring these ADU units to. So what I'm going to do today is two things. Number one, I'm going to go over a case scenario of how the ADU goes from start to finish. And I'm going to try to describe as much as possible in between those steps, what's actually happening. And then you're going to also get a visual on the why this product is superior. Then I'm going to give you a very quick snapshot on the pricing model. You'll get a catalog from us if you don't already have one. And then I'll do a very brief comparison of our prices compared to our competitors for a similar for a comparable, right? For a comparable sale. So, some of the benefits that I'm looking at by us doing this is, number one, we get to help build more housing square footage and units. I think that's a dire need right now. We are able to really cut down the cost and make it cleaner, more efficient, and more costly. And by keeping it local, we get to also, this is another ancillary benefit is we hire people as well. So that's something that's exciting as well. We get to hire people that really want to how to get into construction and development that side. And then the third is we get to build equity, right? And that's always a plus for our homeowners. Not to mention the additional cash flow, the income that we get to help create. All right. So with that being said, the first thing that I'm going to go over right now is the flip book of all the steps, right? There's about 30 to 40 steps that this process will take. So I'm just going to go ahead and share my screen. And I'm going to take you through that. Share, boom. Share, okay, boom. All right. Does everyone see my screen with the U400 model? Actually, not everyone. Ralph, can you just confirm that you can see my screen?
Okay, you can see it, brother.
Okay, cool. And then actually, let me make you host right now so that way you can admit everyone. Hold on one second. Joining in still. Second. I don't see where you are. Okay, here you are. So Ralph, I just made you host. If you can let everyone else in, I'm going to go ahead and continue with this. So hopefully everyone can see my screen. We're going to look at one model. This is a real case scenario that actually happened. And what's amazing, the days that we're going to go through here are actual business days. So Monday through Friday. Okay. So this is a model from start to finish. Now, this isn't going to be the case, but just like, Home First Mortgage Bankers can do an 8-day close on an FHA or conventional loan. Do we close every loan in 8 days? No. I mean, the seller usually can't do it. But this particular scenario is being able to close in as little as 40 days. Now, that doesn't mean I want to go out there and tell everyone that, we can put an ADU up, from start to finish in 40 days. So let's not, go too crazy with that. But just to know that that's possible, I want to emphasize how much more faster we are compared to the normal process. That's really what this is for. Okay. So if you could see this first page, Lytemods currently has 7 different types of models. Okay. And they range from as little as, I think it's a couple hundred square feet, like 300, I think it's 300 square feet, all the way up to 2,600 square feet. I mean, these things look like houses. In one of our catalogs, if you look at it, there's a swimming pool that we can build as part of the ADU unit as well. So as long as the frames, the metal frames, which are the ones that you see are a little bit thicker, as long as those are intact, then as far as designing, if you want a little bit larger room or you want to put the closet near the kitchen or vice versa, there's a little bit of, creativity you can apply. Now, what's important to note is on day one, when we first engage with the client, the very first thing that we do is, and this is all done online, our team our back office has an amazing setup where they use available software right now, where online they can go to the property, and what they'll do is they'll look at a lot of little details. And this is what we're going to get training on next week. We're going to start getting training on it on an ongoing basis. But just to give you an idea, like if a piece of property has a garage and someone was already thinking of, how to convert it to an ADU, by the time we look at it, we may be looking at that opportunity on that piece of property from a completely different set of eyes. We may be able to take advantage of the alley that it's in, or if it's on a corner lot, the direction that it faces. I mean, we're factoring in not only the maximum that we can make size-wise and the ink, but we also factor in how do we make it the most attractive for a tenant to want to really want to be in that space and pay top dollar for it, right? So the first thing that we do, and all we need on really day one, this is kind of like how you guys use Home First for the underwriting scenario, or the way you guys use our appraisal desk email, right? So what you're doing is essentially fill out an address, a name, an email address, and phone number. And with those four information, what we're going to do is we're going to create a lead file. And in the lead file, within 48 hours, you're going to get a report. The report is called a max density report. The max density report is going to show some schematic designs, and it's going to suggest, just like a pre-approval, suggest the maximum ideal unit that we can put, or units, because you can have multiple units depending on the size of the lot. We're going to tell you the maximum units or unit that you can put on that property as is. And it's in the city of LA, that means most likely you're going to have an approval in as little as 2 weeks, right? In as little as is the key word, right? So every property is different depending on the location and how much space. But for the most part, if we will know up front on this max density report what property is ideal, and then what the projected income will be. Okay, so I could probably at the end of this call, if we have enough time, I could probably share an example of what that max density report looks like. Okay, but let's continue moving forward. So this is day one. We pick out, this is before day one. We do the max density report. Once we get the max density report, everyone's ready to move forward. Okay, everything makes sense. Of course, they've already looked at the numbers with one of our Home First team members. We already looked at, what the HELOC up to 90% CLTV payment looks like, or maybe they're doing a reverse mortgage to take out the cash, or maybe they're doing a FHA VA cash out. Whatever it is, we want to know what the numbers are up front, so that by the time we go to purchase one of these units, that the numbers make sense, and then the rental income that we can project. Okay, so all of this is being done on day one, or before or up to day one. That's the idea. Okay, so now everything makes sense. The numbers make sense. Everyone loves the visual of the product. We all agree on the concept and the upside. So boom, let's now go to the work. Day two, we go to the grading and site prep. This is pretty easy. Now, if you look at the price sheet that we're going to send you later on, some or many scenarios, you may have a garage that you may want to demolish. So there are going to be some demolishment fees if we want to get rid of anything, but we can factor all that in as well. So all of those estimates are provided up front. So assuming that we did that, site prep, cut and demolition of any existing concrete that's exposed to the work area, and really it's the foundation building, right? So that's really day two and day three. So day three, we now set up the underground plumbing. Okay, now we begin the subterranean plumbing and foundation of the building. Okay, then we move on to day four. That's when all the demolition is completed. And then now we go on to the trenching and plumbing preparation. And that's completed on the same day. Right. And by the way, I don't see you guys or any comments. If you do have any comments, I'll ask Rafael. You can chime in, and if there's any questions or anything that you guys can't see or hear, just let me know through Rafael if you comment on the chat box. Day 5, foundation plumbing inspection is passed. So that one's really quick, especially in the city of LA. Now, I know we're going to have to work on it with cities like Fontana or some of the areas where the Department of Water is really involved, especially with septic tanks. So these are the little nuances that, depending on the area, our leadership, I'm going to need some help, right? Whoever wants to step up and really participate with their first client and kind of help us systemize and automate, just like the city of LA is doing. That would be beneficial to all of us, and we'll consider more benefits to you as well for helping us do that. So I know there's some people on this call that are tied in with the city that they represent. So it's good to know that. Completed underground plumbing and preparation for the rebar installation. That's day 5. Day 6, pretty much the foundation is done. The structural observation report is approved. Okay. And then, boom, we get the city inspector to come out. Now, obviously, this isn't going to happen every time by day 7. But right now, we are working directly, like I said, with the new commissioner, the president of the Affordable Housing Commission. And one of the main first steps that's like on the top 3 agenda is to get rid of the red tape and get the process going faster. So that's one of the top 3 agenda that I heard was on the table as of yesterday. All right. So day 7, it represents in a way about 2 weeks, because you figure you got the weekend, maybe 2 weekends in there. So now we're 2 weeks in and we have the permit approval. Okay. Day 8 is where it gets interesting. Day 8, the foundation is completed, and it's only been about 2 weeks at this point since the beginning of our process. And what I want to do is I want to hone in on this. You may have already seen this on the catalogs, okay? But this right here, if you see those metal stacks, if you see it in person, it's not that wide. It's actually very thin, and some of them are like as thin as bars, right? Poles, like flag poles. It's about the size of a metal flagpole. But just imagine this being completed within about 4 to 5 days. I mean, they're pumping them out all day long. This is all that the factory does, and they're located right here in Downey, California. Okay, so this is the game changer for us. This is the future, right? Building with wood, it's not good for the environment. It's costly. I mean, it's not straight unless you cut it real straight. It creates a lot of labor. New wood attracts a lot of termite. People think that termite is attracted by like old wood, but you bring some new fresh wood, into your property, and it's like giving it's like giving bees like new honey, I guess, right? So, or mosquitoes, something sweet to go after. So again, metal, pure steel. It's called light gauge steel. It's a new technology, but it's literally created by a roll of steel at the factory. There's only 3 companies that use this material, but there's only one, our company, Lytemods, that actually has the architectural technology to bend the metal a certain way so that the next thing that I'm about to show you can happen. All right, so here we go. Day 8, we are complete in 6 hours, taking what you saw on the previous page, the light gauge steel framing. This is done in 6 hours. We didn't need a crane. We didn't need a wide space to haul this stuff through, right? I mean, even if it's just a small little alleyway to the backyard, these are small pieces of metal that we're stacking, and they're already ready to be assembled. Okay, now it's going to take a little bit of work, but the employment opportunity that I was referring at the beginning of the call, this is so easy to put together that we can train someone who wants to get into construction, right? So how do we go from Downey and servicing the city of LA, the county of Los Angeles, the county of Orange County and Inland Empire? Yeah, those are easy, right? Those are all within our work areas. Those we can do fast. But if we want to start expanding to San Diego, and I know some of our partners are up in Bakersfield, they're asking me, hey, can we do this? We're not set up ideally to go to those areas, but is it doable? Can we train the people to do it? Absolutely. It's just a matter of putting it together, right? So we can go out to those further areas, but there are going to be some extra pieces, and that's where our leadership can be involved. And if you are involved, it's almost like I look at it as like you could be kind of like a general contractor in a sense in that area, right? So there's some exciting opportunities there. So day 9, we're pretty much so just to put this things in perspective. If you're in the city of LA and you're doing some some random plans, let's say you're kind of an amateur architect and you have like an amateur construction team or crew, and they're doing some plans for you. They give you some really low quotes to get you started. But now you're going through a 3, 4, 5, on average, about a 4-month permit approval process that we took 7 days to do. Time is money, right? Time is money. Now, after that, right, what takes us 6 hours, you can imagine getting the crane out there, getting all the workers out there, stacking up all that wood, and then starting to build. And then you got to worry about the rain. You got to do the termite stuff, right? And then not to mention all the higher insurance costs. So this right here is the game changer. This eliminates months and months of labor and extra cost. So that cost and that all that extra labor cost is going to get translated into equity for the homeowner. And that's what's exciting about this opportunity, right? All right, so now I'm going to go a little fast because that was really like the most important page right there. Day 10 and 11, installation. Day 12, rough electrical. Inspection for the structure and floor sheeting is passed. Rough plumbing. Now we got the day 14, windows and doors. Day 15, fascia boards. Day 16 and 17, wrapping. Day 18 and 19, roof installation. Okay, roof installation. This one's important too. So we're pretty much assuming that everything's going to follow suit with the city of LA. So in the city of LA, you can pretty much guarantee 90% of the times. So we're just assuming 100% that the COO, the certificate of occupancy, will not be granted unless you have a solar panel, a solar roof, right, on your roof. So all of these roofs, all 7 models come solar panel compatible, right? So you don't have to have the solar guys charge you for the roofing. They just have to come and install the panels. So that'll reduce the cost, the labor cost for the solar that you're going to buy. And that's a good thing because if you can reduce the cost on the solar side, the lender will give you the money for the whole project. That's just more rebate back to the customer, right? Or whoever's coordinating that, right? So that's even more good news for us. We don't do the panels, but we do the roofing with solar compatibility. So hope that makes sense. So, but you will need the panels. So the borrower will have to, get their own financing, which it's readily available. The market will give you more than 100% financing on any solar project right now. So, and I believe it still pencils out to where the cost of that financing is equivalent to or under the actual electrical charge, the utility bill charges. I believe that's still the case. Day 20, 21, and 22, installation. Day 23, bathroom. Okay. Day 24, electric installation. Drywall inspections passed at this point. Day 25, primer application. Day 26, concrete pour. Day 27, flooring and paint. Day 28 and 29. By the way, when we give the quotes on that max density report, okay, we factored every single piece of the puzzle to get the certificate of occupancy. In the city of LA, if you don't have your microwave and your washer dryer and your sink and all of that operating, you're not getting a COO, right? So all of the quotes that we give to our clients, because your clients are going to be like, oh wow, well, someone gave me a quote for this, right? People will throw out, of course, contractors are going to bid, maybe $90,000 for some project, right? I hear this quite often lately, right? But then when you really get into the nitty gritty, it doesn't really add up to everything that you need to get a COO, right? So appliances, all of it is included. Kitchen, washer, dryer, all the fixtures for the bathroom, day 30, 31, all the electrical. And look at that. I mean, when you go inside that, I mean, do renters, do they really want to go into an older property or a brand new property where nothing's been touched, right? They're going to be like the first users of all of this equipment and the space. So that makes a big difference. And, something that we can also do that we've done in the past, not me personally, but this was explained to me, where we could do an open house on the unit, and we can actually go to a nearby unit where they can see like what's actually being built. We have a lot of test samples around the city of LA, so we can invite those people. But essentially, what happens is these people, the future tenants, will start a bidding war before the project's even completed, right? So by the time this thing is ready to be occupied, you're not skipping a beat, and you already have a contract ready to go with the highest and most qualified bidder. Okay? So that's day 32, 33, and 34. Day 35, electrics completed. Day 36, interior finishes. Day 37, exterior finishes. Day 38, site cleanup. Day 39, you got to call the solar guys to be ready. They should have been ready by now to bring the panels and install the panels. All right. And day 40, we bring the inspector out. Boom, we pass. How can you not pass when it's perfectly designed like this, right? And that's it. Happy client ready to move in, or ready to have their tenants move in. All right. So there you go. That is the example that I wanted to share with you today. And then let me pull up a couple other ones. So I'm just going to go over this briefly today. We'll go over this in a little bit more detail, but what we're not going to go over on the training next week, I'm going to touch on today, and it has to do with the compensation. But first, let me just kind of point your attention to this page. These are the 7 different models, and even though it's the same model, there's like different ways of positioning it, right? So just to give you an example here, square footage wise, let's look at total square footage. See if I'm looking at this right. So these costs, the yellow column is the Lytemod construction client price. That plus what you want to factor in is column M, which is the plans, the city plans for everything to get everything approved from start to finish. So, that's going to be a flat fee for the most part. So $9,500. And then the actual unit price is going to differ depending on the size, right? Now, if you notice the 275 square feet, that's the smallest one. You're looking at $155,000. And again, this all includes certain fixed things like the appliances and the washer dryer, the roofing, all of that is already factored in. Okay. So 300 square feet. So 1 bedrooms range anywhere from 155 to about 200,000. The 2 bedrooms range anywhere from 235 all the way up to, let me go over here actually. 2 bedrooms, we're looking up to about 299. And then this is just to give you some examples. You'll be getting a catalog with this, by the way. And then 3 bedrooms, 2 stories with 2 units. is our biggest model at 2,500 square feet with 800,000. So this kind of gives you an idea of the price point. But let me give you something even more important. So what you see here is the list of about 15 companies that are right now the most popular ADU unit providers in the market. Now, the green is us. The yellow are the only two other companies that actually use the same metal, the light gauge steel technology, or the light gauge steel metal, right? So it's the material is the same, but the difference is those are prefab and ours are hybrid modular, meaning we have the technology to bend it and to break it into pieces, right? That's a big difference between prefab and you have to use all kinds of machinery to bring it to site versus us building it in 6 hours. And then everything else is traditional wood, okay, or shipping containers or 3D printing. But 3D printing and shipping containers, there's a lot of limitations to that. So traditional is wood. So if you look at just to compare, and this is where I'm really excited about because the numbers will pencil out. I mean, the numbers are already kind of penciling out. That's why there's homeowners looking into this. Real estate agents are already seeing the benefit of this, right? But if we know, unlike other contractors or other builders, that when we get into this project, we know the time and the actual cost, that's the game changer. Because the hardest part about flipping or doing any kind of contract work is like, how do we know if they're going to estimate it correctly and get the time frame correct, right? Because that's the time is money. The time and cost is money. So anyhow, if we look at a comparison of the green 275 square feet to the 220 on the first yellow, our unit and model is bigger by about 50 square feet, and it's about 70 to $80,000 cheaper. So when we're comparing metal to metal, we're about $80,000 cheaper, and we have 50 square feet more. So it's a little bit more cheaper than that. And then if we're on average, though, if we're comparing to other wood, traditional wood, and factoring in their labor costs, we're going to be, I'm looking at the 340 square feet and the 275 square feet. On average, we're looking at about 70 to about $100,000, I would say, all in less, creating that additional equity. So from a financing standpoint, it should pencil out to where you're net positive, right? But even being net even, right? Net even is good enough. So, but that is the pricing comparison, and we'll go ahead and go through that in the training. What we won't be going in the training next week is the last thing that I'll cover here. Let me unscreen here. All right, so what we won't be going over next week, and that's what I'll be going over right now, this is the last part of the meeting, is so what's the relationship? How are we set up? Okay, so right now, this is what my role is in the company. I've been asked to really be the grassroots team, the team builder, right? So right now I'm helping Raul and the team right now to bring some creative lending products, some banking products. So we're going to try to create some products for the city of LA, for some of their affordable housing apartment building complex projects coming up. And also we're going to try to develop and create some of these ADU specific financing options. They don't exist right now, right? But in an effort to figure that out, we need samples, right? We need working models, and we need to show that this really benefits the homeowner and benefits our community, which we already know, but we just don't have the proof, right? So that's agenda number one. Agenda number two is we want to bring the platform and the process that the city of LA has, right? So if we can accomplish it at the city of LA, we should be able to replicate and duplicate it in any other city. Like that to me should be a no-brainer. Now, it doesn't mean it's going to be easy, but I think that's something worth committing to, because this, I believe, could be beneficial for our community and our industry for years to come, because we need to build. We're in a shortage of inventory. Okay, so that's number two. So how do we partner up? How do we team up? Next Wednesday, the people that are on this call, this first training, okay, today, and whoever is going to uh, be interested in teaming up with this, the key is learning how to not only explain this, but to understand it, and then to sell it, to consult the customer, and then to teach it. Because we need an army of people doing this, but we can't be training over the same thing, right? We want to be able to train the leaders once, and then the leaders are going to be committed to training other sales reps that can help us deploy and sell this on a bigger scale. Okay, so that's the plan. That's the plan. So round one, here's the structure. You guys are the leaders. Next Wednesday, you come on and bring a scenario. We're going to make the first one as streamlined as possible, just like doing a loan with us. We're going to handhold you through the entire step. That's our commitment on the first transaction. Now, if you don't have a first transaction, try to find one by next Wednesday. If not, then you're going to learn still from the questions that other people are going to bring, and you're going to learn all the little details. Okay. Now, every city is a little bit different, but for the most part, if you have the concept down, the key is making sure that you don't clog our system up, and asking the right questions, and setting up a chain of command so that all the questions and the efficiency can happen as we grow. Okay. So that's the idea. Compensation wise, let me explain that real quick, and then I'll be done. So on these 80 units, ranging in anywhere from 155,000 to 800,000, and we can custom build as well, by the way. Okay, so those are going to be custom prices. But if you wanted to build like 20 unit apartment complex 4 stories high, or you wanted to build 8 duplexes or 4 units on a piece of property, like those we can get to, right? But for now, our objective to help this company and to get more test cases out there, we want to sell one of these pre-approved 7 units, because we know these will fit most homes that are designed in LA. Okay, so if they fit in LA, they should fit anywhere else. So 2% for the sales agent that's going to sell the ADU. Okay, and then 0.5% goes to the referral party. Okay, so in most cases, all of you guys I know are brokers. So as a broker, if you sell to your customer directly, I'm paying you 2% as acting as the agent, and then I'm paying you another 0.5% as the broker. But if you go ahead and offer this to your agents, then you'll make the 0.5%, and then they'll make the 2%. Okay, and then the financing we will help with. Home First, ideally is set up to get the financing. Okay, so that's the economic structure. That's the economic model, and that's round one. And ideally, if we bring people to you and we draw more agents to us, the idea is we want to team them up with you so that as you're doing it, some of these questions that you're learning and being trained on, they can go to you for the training, right, on the second and third and fourth rounds. So that way you're making that 0.5 point for the sales that they bring to you, right? That's the structure I have in mind. So that way you're earning that 0.5 point for being a leader for someone. And then if you're a real estate broker, I think it makes sense in many ways, where I'm going to do my best, in our team, to where if the broker is working with their agent, there's other agents that are working with you as the broker, then there's relationships that you can maintain that way as well. So I'm going to do my best again to keep this as efficient and organized as possible. And as long as you can bring the right questions and bring the scenarios and bring the right questions so that we can all learn faster, we're going to be able to go to market with this very quickly. We're ready to go. So as of last week, they've given us the green light. The training is going to start. The guy that's going to train us, his name is Chris, and Once he goes over one or two scenarios with you, it's going to blow your mind what he's able to do just online, and then how detailed and structured and organized we are in bringing this project to the marketplace. All right, so all right, cool. That was 34 minutes. That's all I have for today. If you are interested and you're ready to go and you want to be selling this with us, show up next Wednesday at 11 a.m. on the same Zoom call, and they're going to link in. They're going to log in and do the training. Or if you want, you can actually join me live. We're going to have a big screen up at the Corona office. There's a office that Chris, he was here earlier with Big Block Real Estate. There's an office location in Corona that we're doing a broker preview at next Wednesday at 9 a.m. But after that, we're going to kind of, share that space and log in as a group over there. So if you want to join me there, feel free to do that. All right. So since we have quite a bit of people, I will San Bernardino County as well. I don't remember where that question came in, but Sister Yvette, can you clarify what you meant by that? Can we do San Bernardino County? Yes, we can. Right. That's in like an hour or two, so we can drive within a couple hours, no problem right now. I think 4 hours is like a little far for us, but 2 hours is within LA. From Downey is like a good distance. So HD for sure, High Desert, Temecula, northern parts of San Diego, I think we're good. And then a little bit north from LA, we're good. So Bakersfield's a little bit further up. So, all right, I'll take a few questions for like 5 minutes if anyone has any. The cost per square.
I got one.
Yes, what's up, Daniel? Go ahead, brother.
Good. Hey, thank you. You said brokers. Well, I'm not a broker. I'm just a real estate agent that works under a broker. I'm good to participate also, correct?
Yeah. So the one thing that I was able to help structure with Lytemods is we're copying the exact same compliance structure that we use for Home First, which you're already familiar with. It's the social media branding partnership, right? So my team is the retail team that is promoting Lytemods with Home First on social media, and that's why you're getting compensated when these clients to the table. It's the social media branding business model. So you already know about that one, Dan.
Perfect. I look forward to a good future.
Yes. Perfect. Any other questions? I think. Any other questions about like the comp model? Like as far as like details on the product, I'm kind of, only a few days ahead of you guys. I've been able to, take a look at some of the things that we're going to see next Wednesday, but I'm learning with you. So I'm learning with this leadership team right here. This is the leadership team.
Brother Alex, right. Can you put the address of the Corona office on the chat, please?
Yes. Actually, Raphael, can you help me out with that?
Yeah, I'll get it right now.
Okay, cool.
And then, Brother Alex, if you can email me the cost list so I can send it to everybody on this group chat, I'll text them the list so they can see the cost.
Yes. So there's going to be a few booklets that you'll receive. Some are titled for the consumer. Some are titled for you. The one with the cost, we ask that you don't it's for your eyes only, and you can use it for like clients that you have like right in front of you. But we ask that you don't post that on any public forum or social media platform. So we don't want our competitors to see our costs. All right. Any other questions? All right, we're really excited about this, and then this isn't in the immediate future, but I would say about 3-4 months down the line, I want to just plant this in your ear. If you have people that have land, especially in the city of LA, we need land, and we may be able to negotiate people where what the city is looking for right now are motel owners, motel or hotel owners, or abandoned properties that we may want to buy. So the city of LA right now is going to have about $180 million budget to purchase properties to get people off the streets right now. So with that in mind, what that could lead it to for us is also people who have land. I know there's quite a bit of people on here that have access to landowners, and then people that have interest in building apartment complexes, right? That is something that we're going to go into phase 2. So just putting the bug in your ear for that right now. That way, when it comes to that time, we can, we can engage in that as well. Take advantage of that opportunity.
Brother Alex, Sister Maricela has a question.
Oh, yes, please.
Hi, Alex. Just quick question regarding the ADU training. Will they go over property taxes? Because it's my understanding if the ADU exceeds 1,200 square feet, the property taxes go up.
Yes, they will, actually. So they know everything about the city of LA. And I believe as long as we follow the city of LA guidelines, it should give us a good framework for the state, for the entire state. That's my understanding. But yes, they will cover all that. And you can bring those type of technical questions up at that training. That's what next week's training is for. Yes.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you. Right. I think that looks like it's it. Well, thank you all for joining us today. We're really excited about this. I mean, especially with what's going on in the market, to be able to bring some solutions. Like, what are we missing in this market? We're missing inventory. So it's not a big part of the solution, but to bring some inventory and create some inventory, I feel like that's going to lead us to more opportunities as we go. So I'm very excited also to be a part of this city committee right now. I'll be meeting with Mayor Bass directly with our working committee. I think it's next month. So she's very open to working with the actual workers, the people on the streets. So that's something that I'm excited about. And I'll be keeping you all up to date on that, because we're all going to be involved one way or another through one of our partnerships and relationships. So I know everyone here, you're all here because we know you have the right heart and intention to serve and to really help others first. So we really believe that. All right, everyone. Thank you all.
Alex, I just want to bring something up real quick. We have an address, if you could touch up on that, in the city of Corona. Is that an upcoming meeting so that everybody uses it as a reference?
So we're using that location. Chris Dietz, he's the broker of that office, and he's trying to get a little bit of exposure. He's brand new in the market, so he's agreed. Like he's not going to be. So far, at least from what I've seen, he doesn't recruit out of that office, but he wants to get some exposure. So, he's kind of opening it up for us to use. He invites us to do some social media. He's very generous, with his office, and we all feel comfortable. Like, okay, it's a good central location for us to meet and kind of take advantage of the facilities and get some social media out of there. So, yeah, that's why we have it there. But yeah, I mean, it can be in any location, but that's the most readily available to us right now. So that's why we're there.
Awesome.
Right.
Thank you guys for showing up.
Yes, thank you. I'm going to go ahead and end the recording.
Thank you, Brother Alex, Brother Raphael. Appreciate it.
Thank you guys. No, but I'm looking forward to seeing you guys all next Wednesday at our Corona office. I've been working